Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, well, it's my sixth year of college.
Hey guys, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Cutshield, for bringing you this episode. Make sure you check them out on the link below and use the promo code for 25% off your order. Used by all 32 NHL teams and players, Cutshield is the premier protective player clothing designed by players for players. Their innovative cut-resistant clothing has prevented serious injury to numerous players, including over 30 NHL players. Cutshield gives you the peace of mind to go out and play without worrying about injury. Use our promo code Grove City Hockey, all lowercase and no space, for an additional 25% off your order today. Welcome to GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, and with me, all the way from France, is Connor Bradley. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, Ben. How are you?
Living the dream. So you are over there in France playing with the Valence. I'm saying that right?
Yeah, Valence with no A, though. It's my bad.
Okay. No, you're good. It's one of those things where I always find a way to butcher it. Ask Mike Farinelli about me calling out some of his players' names as an announcer one year, and I had everybody rolling in the audience. So it was bad. So, but no. So tell us a little bit about your season this year and how you guys are prepping, because you guys are in the middle of the French Cup.
Yep.
And then you've got a pretty big league matchup this weekend, right?
Yeah, we do. So far this season, we've definitely had our ups and downs, but that comes along with it's our first year being an elite team. So last year I was not with the team, but they ended up winning the second division, which is N1, and they get promoted to elite. So kind of just the club as a whole, along with all of us players, is kind of trying to figure out and trying to manage how different the elite game is. I mean, it's a different style game. It's really good hockey, very competitive. So we've kind of, like I said, had our ups and downs, but we have been figuring it out. And we were fortunate enough to win last weekend in the round of 8 of French Cup. So we're moving to the Carpentier, which is in Paris, Final Four. So, we're really pumped about that. It's something not a lot of guys get to experience. So I'm just so fortunate, so happy for our team to get to experience something like that.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know too much about the French system, it's very much like the Premier League in soccer, where you have a promotional system and a relegation system. So if you win your championship, was it 3 tiers, I think, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, it's deep over here. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I mean, just off the top of my head, it goes elite, N1, N2, N3 even. Then there's pre-national, then there's regional. It's the amount of roller hockey they have over here makes me so jealous. Makes you not want to go home, really.
Right.
The hockey's awesome.
Yeah. So what that means is so let's say, for example, there's 6 leagues. If you are in the bottom tier and you win the championship, you get moved up to the 5th tier. And then, that next year you win that next division, you get moved up to the 4th tier, and then so on and so on and so forth. Like you said, you were able to, make it from the 2nd tier up into the elite league, where you're playing against, the best of the best in the French, in the country of France, which is, saying something in and of itself. And on top of that, you're also bringing in other players from around the world, not just, because I think you're only allowed so many
skaters from North America and so many skaters from the European, and then I think there's even some from the African continent as well.
Yeah, so I know. So in France, I do know you can. I mean, if you wanted, you could have a team entirely of North Americans.
Okay.
But I know in Spain, I want to say you're limited to 2 imports.
Two.
And then Italy, I'm not quite sure of. But there's definitely been some drama going around the league this year about the amount of imports coming in and out of the French Elite League. So we'll see if that changes in the years to come.
Well, who knows? But right now, I mean, but the I guess the big problem would be, for those that if they want to, the American system isn't up to the same standard as what you see over there, and it's really tough because everybody's still playing a lot of ice over here on this side. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see that level of roller hockey here in the States, but at the same time, I appreciate the level of inline hockey around the world.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's my dream, is to see something like they have over here in the United States. It'd be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's going to take a lot to get there, but at some point we might see it happen. It definitely won't be in my play. Well, it's definitely not in my playing career. I hope it's going to be in my viewing career. As a fan, I'd love to see that. So, I would love to. I would be watching it left and right. I would put that on over NHL anytime. So,
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so why don't you take us to the beginning of your journey, Connor? Let's start from the very beginning. How old were you when you first able to strap on some skates?
Wow, I was since probably I was able to walk, just throwing on skates in St. Louis, going out to just the outdoor skating rink and just skating around with my dad, and then as went from there. Put a hockey stick in my hands probably around 4 years old, learned to play. And then ever since then, I just, fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
But
no, go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say my son, he just turned 5, and he's like, Dad, when am I going to play some hockey? And I've been taking him to not necessarily learn to skate, but some open skates for ice.
Right.
But he's been roller skating quite a bit. And he loves it, So it's only a matter of time before he's going to be skating around with some sticks and stuff. So
100%. It's addicting at that age too. Once you get going, you don't want to stop. You just want to be on the floor, on the ice as much as you can.
Yeah, and I knew something was up because we went for his very first time just a couple weeks ago. I strapped him up on his skates, and I went to go put on my skates, and I turned around, and he's gone. And I'm like, okay, where is he at? He's out there on the ice all by himself, And
that is awesome.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm going to do this, Dad. So either keep up or get lost.
That's great.
Yeah.
Right.
So obviously your dad was one that kind of got you into it.
Yeah, my dad, he didn't start playing till he was around 16. Hockey's an expensive sport. Wasn't fortunate enough until he got into high school, and then just as we all do, we fell in love with the game and asked us if we wanted to play. And it's tough to say no to that. It's a fast game. It's an exciting game, and we fell in love with it just as much as he did.
That's awesome. So then you got there, and then were you able to play inline? I know St. Louis is a hotbed for inline. They have a pretty extensive high school, and I don't know about the middle school level.
It's St. Louis is, from my experience, it is the hot spot of the world of roller hockey. I mean, we have from elementary school leagues all the way up until the top college team in the world. So, we got everything there, and we're so lucky for that. And you see it, every single year. You got new kids playing pro at 18, 19 years old for their first year. And it doesn't stop. It's like it's a funnel, it's awesome to see. But, for me growing up, I was never I was never a roller hockey kid till about high school, and a bunch of my buddies were playing roller hockey. I asked if I wanted to come play, and I said, "Why not try it?" And of course, just like every ice hockey player, like, "Oh, it's roller hockey. It'll be easy." No, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the first couple times. It's so different. But obviously, first time, it's so much more relaxed, and you get a little bit of more freedom than you get in ice hockey. And I think that's the part that made me fall in love with roller hockey. So.
Yeah, I know. Watching the local high school kids up here, they kind of turn their nose to roller as well, and I'm like, yeah, but you guys could really incorporate some of it into your game because nobody else in the area is utilizing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, heck, you could be on a penalty kill 4-on-4 and still manage to score a couple shorthanded goals before the other team 100%. Even knows what's going on. And the other thing that drives me nuts is watching the dump and chase style. It just drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's the way ice hockey's become. It's so fast, and dump and chase is something, every coach, every kid knows how to do. So it's just like, yeah, hey, this is your system. Just go do it. You know how to do it,
Yeah. Yeah, and but as a spectator, as a fan of inline, it's tough to watch because you're like, why are we just tossing up the puck for a 50-50 shot at getting it back?
Right.
But to each their own on that one.
That's right.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your playing career up to where you're at now. So you got the skates on at a very early age, and then how did it progress from there?
So pretty much I was full on ice hockey until, like I said, high school. So growing up, I played a mix between AAA and AA. I played for Afton. I'm not sure if you've heard of the program. It's based out in St. Louis. Very high-end AA program. And then switched back and forth between them and the AAA Blues. Okay. Then during my second year of U18s, I moved to New Jersey, played a year there in U18s. After that, I was fortunate enough to get to play 2 years of juniors, Tier 2 juniors NCDC, also in New Jersey. Okay. Phenomenal experience, hands down, one of the greatest hockey experiences I've had, just being with the guys every day. It's unbelievable. And then for the roller hockey side, played high school roller hockey for my high school, Oakville. Mm-hmm. We won two state championships. I was lucky enough to get to play with my brother, which was definitely a rare occurrence. So that was awesome. And then from there, it's transferred, ended up after juniors, took a trip back home. Played for Lindenwood ice hockey for my first 2 years. Okay. Loved every second of it. And then COVID hit. And then kind of at that point, I was kind of at a crossroads, whether I was still into ice hockey. I'm playing club hockey at that point, on the ice 6 out of 7 days of the week, in the gym 2 to 3 days a week with the team. It's kind of got to a point where I was like, dang, like, is this still for me? Right. And thought about that the entire summer, took a lot of time, lost a lot of sleep thinking about it. And then came to be crunch time where, it's now or never to make this decision, and made the decision to switch over to roller hockey. Mm-hmm. Then played for Lindenwood, which was also so lucky. I was playing for a great club ice hockey team at Lindenwood, and then just same school, Lindenwood roller hockey, best in the nation. So I was so lucky for that. Took me a while to get my skates under me. So I played AA gold that year with John Hilke and Tommy Bruce, which was awesome. We ended up winning a national championship that year. And then the following 2 years, ended up playing for Ronnie Bielstein and Hilke for the Division I team, and was fortunate enough to win one national championship at the D1 level.
Nice. Yeah, I had Ron on a few weeks ago, and man, what a story that was,
Yeah, he is. He's I love Ronnie. I have nothing but good things to say about him. He's awesome, and you were so lucky too over at totally skipped that where I'm at now. So lucky to have him at coaching our car shield team during the summer too, because we're all Lindenwood guys. He knows how we play. We know how he coaches. So it's so easy where we play great together.
You're on the Car Shield Blast though, right?
Yeah, correct. So which is we're the young guns of the car shield. So our oldest guys are me and Jackson Wozniak. We're both 2000s.
Okay.
And then after that, we got a handful of O2s, some O3s, O4s. So we're a really young team for
young guns
the
right there.
Pro division. Yeah, that's right. Young but gritty though. We're not a lot of teams like us. So
no, but that's all right, because I was watching you guys, in your round robin at the Palma Pro Invitational play-in. I thought you guys played phenomenal, and so it was really nice. And then your first pro game in the Palma Pro was against Car Shield, which I thought was very fitting. I was like, yeah, that's not fun,
right? Yeah, it was that. It's such a cool. It was such a cool experience for us to be able, to play in Palma Pro, but at the same time, I'm not hating on State Wars at all, but it was so difficult to play 3 very high level games the day before, and then after that, our matchup is Car Shield, Black Ice, Palma, and Team France. So, for us teams, us and Skittles, for us to, really, really compete and, squeeze a game in and finish top 8, it's really, really difficult. So, I hope next year, maybe get a day off or something. I think all the play-in teams would really appreciate that and it definitely save us some of our legs.
So, from my understanding, the rumor and innuendo, and I don't take any stock into it whatsoever, but was that it was kind of built for teams like France or Team Sweden, or maybe even like a Mission Snipers to be able to who don't play a lot of games to get some games in under their belt to kind of help catch them up to speed, and
right. And 100%. I mean, I love the idea.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that you're playing. What was it? It was 7 days and 3 days at the pro level. It was crazy. I mean, fortunate enough, we're like you said, we're the young guns, so we still got the legs. But as we get older, it's going to get tough.
Well, but then not only that, but then you go from winning the play-ins. And then your first matchup is against the defending national champion, and then the runner-up the next game, and then you get a foreign team after that. So it's pretty crazy, but at the same time, you guys did really well.
Yeah. So we went 0-4. We didn't win a game, but I'll tell you what, we were in every game. And we were in every game. Yeah, just a couple bad bounces, couple turnovers didn't go our way, and ended up in the back of our net. We learned from it. We move on. We'll come back next year. With a little fire lit under us. So we're feeling good.
Yeah, and on top of that, because that Car Shield game, you guys were tied for pretty much the whole third period until the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game.
Yeah, I mean, that was, obviously, with Car Shield versus Car Shield, that's one game, we're going to give it our best. It's a little bit of pride on the line. We got nothing to lose. They got everything to lose. So it's one of those games where, it's a tie game. They're shaking in their boots. We're all excited. And, it was awesome. It was awesome to be able to play against them because, even Corey Hodge, he coaches our U24 and U21 teams too. So it was fun to play against him, and I've learned so much just from watching him and all those other guys. So it's just so cool to play against him.
Yeah, it's crazy because I played against him when he was a little bit younger than you. and for the first time. So he was playing his first pro games when I was just finishing up mine. So it's a
Right.
little bit of a role reversal there. So it was pretty cool to see that, and but yeah, I mean, Haji's a great guy, and is
He's
one of those
awesome.
guys that you could see how special he was, at real quick, and so and quite a few of the other guys too on the team, so
Yeah, I mean they're all so skilled, and they've been around for so long. They know exactly how to play, and they play so well together. They're getting a little older, but they're not going to stop winning They're not going to stop winning ships anytime soon.
No,
They got it
I hope
made.
not. Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah,
I
me
hope
too.
we
Me
see.
too.
I hope we see a three. The first ever.
I know. I'm praying for it. I'm praying for it. They deserve it.
Yeah, I was like so bummed they lost by 1 goal, to Black Ice, but sometimes that happens, in the semifinals. But I mean, when you have a solid team, all over the top, 6 teams in the pro division are anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
Exactly.
And it's tough. So, but yeah, no, like you, I enjoyed seeing that format. And maybe the guys watching will, at the upper tier of State Wars, will see, hey, maybe they do need a 24-hour break before they get, running through another buzzsaw. So cool. But yeah, so then with that, then you got your big weekend coming up. Who are you guys playing this weekend?
So we're playing Anjay, which a little bit of a far drive for us. I think they're sitting third, fourth seed right now in the league.
Okay.
Last time we played them, really tight game. I want to say we outshot them, but I mean they're an all French team. And every game they play, they're playing to win. They got the heart. I think last game we probably had 70 shot attempts and they blocked 40. They're nuts. Yeah, I'm not even exaggerating there. They legit had around 40 block shots. So, our goal this weekend is kind of just find a way to get shots through. Don't force too many shots. Look for that opening and, put a couple more home. And stay out of the box too. That's been a problem for us the past couple of weeks. Is we're taking some a little bit too many penalties, and over here, even in roller hockey alone, if you're taking a penalty, even just one, I mean, it's going to end up in your back than that more times than not.
Yeah. So, what was it like playing on the smaller nets for the first time over there?
Oof. So I'm a shooter, so it's definitely big difference for me, but I'd say it took me about only two. I'd say about 2 practices just to get used to it. The first you're sending everything over the net, and then when you realize, okay, you got to keep your shots low, and you realize you're just you're keeping the puck low. You're going like in between the goalie's armpit, that kind of area, and a lot of guys are deacon over here, and that's not me. I'm not hands team. Like I said, I'm a shooter. My hands are kind of on the lower end, so definitely a big adjustment for me. But I think as for now, I figured it out and finally find the back of the net a little bit more than I was the first half, which is good.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, it's tough because you go from, I think it's 4x4 to a 4x3, and I mean that extra 12 inches really changes the dynamic.
Yeah, when I was home, I'm trying to shoot at top shelf, and everything's just going about a foot lower. I'm like, oh, this is brutal. I'm too used to the European nets.
Yeah,
but no, it's good. It's always good for change, mixing things up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So then, so what's next on your agenda? I mean, outside of continuing to keep that Cutshield blast up in that upper echelon of the pro division, what are you guys working on next?
So I'm pretty involved with Cutshield, the whole Cutshield blast program alone. With the help of top to bottom, Nick Hamilton, the JP Bielstein, Rob Ferrara. I'm not sure if you know any of those names, but JP, Rob, and Nick have done an amazing job just growing our Cutshield program. And I'm lucky enough they chose me to help out coach. So I think past 2 summers, we've had around 25 teams. So my summers consist of a lot of coaching and very, very long weekends when we have tournaments or anything. So as far as that goes, continue to coach the kids, just giving back to the younger generation and really just showing, my biggest goal is to show the ice hockey kids that, how much roller helps. And fortunately enough, we're starting to see a little bit of change. We're seeing more ice hockey kids come in to our program because normally, this isn't a knock at, the guys that only play roller, but normally the ice hockey kids are our better players. So we're starting to see them fall in love with a little bit more, and then they're bringing their friends in, and then their friends are bringing their friends in. And, we're getting so lucky with so many more kids and so many high-end skilled players coming and play for us. So, it's really just continue to grow the game, continue to grow the Cutshield Blast program, and, see what we can do from there, step by step.
Yeah, and I hear JP is working on a new giant rink over there too.
Yeah, so that's more of the ice hockey side. Yeah. And I'm in his ear a little bit, like, hey JP, let's put a roller rink in. Let's throw something in there. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's him and Nick Hamilton they're putting together a phenomenal I think it's two rinks, and then a couple soccer fields even, because Carshield's really, really into soccer. I know their soccer program's growing like crazy. It's going to be awesome, just for St. Louis hockey. Hopefully we can get a roller rink or something there during the summer and, continue to grow the game, whether it's ice or roller. Yeah,
I know. I had JP actually was one of the first ones, or not one of the first ones, but one of the first ones in the St. Louis area that I've had on. And he has so when he played for the Missouri River Otters way back in the day, he actually played against my wife's cousin's husband. So
no kidding.
They had kind of a little bit of a rivalry that I didn't even know until I mentioned Billy's name, and then he was just like, shut up, no way. So that's in the interview, so you have to check that out.
Yeah, I will check that one out.
Yeah, it was pretty cool that I'm excited to see how you guys keep the flow momentum and going. Do you guys have your schedule set yet for this year as to what events you may be playing?
So we're for sure in for tours. We can't say no to that one. It's in St. Louis. We're getting pretty lucky there. So we're gonna play pro for sure in tours. And then State Wars, we got to play enough play-in again. So we'll be up in Taylor for the play-in, and hopefully we can go, 2 years in a row winning that, and hopefully pull a win out in the Power Pro Invitational. That's kind of our end game here. Going into the summer is just prepare for State Wars, do as best as we can in tours. Get ready for State Wars, and that's the thing. If you win one game in the Power Pro Invitational, you're in for next year. So top eight stay, and so that's our goal. And I think this year is going to be a big step up for us, even after our big step up last year. We're only improving. Most of us are playing all year round, and then last year we were missing 2 key players, which really hurt. So hopefully they can be back with us this year.
Yeah, no, and I'm excited because Taylor's just right down the road from me, a couple-hour drive. So hopefully I can get a little bit of time off. Depending on when when it is. I think it's in June or July, right?
State Wars should be, I want to say, end of July.
Yeah. Well, then my vacation time will be kicking in, so it re-ups after a year. So I should be able to sneak away for a little bit, and
nice.
If my wife will let me.
It's for work, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a work trip, babe. It's a work trip.
Yeah.
But no, she knows I'm excited that it's coming back to Michigan for the first time in a couple years. So the last time they were here, I didn't get a chance to make it. So I always keep telling my boss at GCH, I'm like, hey boss, you gonna set me up at the hotel so I can make it to cover some of the games and stuff. But it'd be nice to actually see some of the action again in person. So, um, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean that's the tournament. It's best on best. You're not getting any better hockey than that. Even you're probably getting better hockey at Pama Pro than you are at Worlds, to be honest with you.
Right.
I mean, it's
I would agree with that.
So good. Yeah, it's such good hockey, and it's just so fun to play.
Yeah, but at the World Skate Game, you brought it up that you're seeing competitions from countries that you didn't even know existed that had inline hockey. And on top of that, you're seeing games that where you have to have 18 goals in order to make it in, and then you win 19-1.
Right.
And that was the one that where Namibia knocked out Germany to make it into the quarterfinals, and then they just went on an absolute tear. And then to be able to see, two of the best goaltenders in the world with Redmond and Daniel Brayback going at each other, for the Czech and the Team USA was incredible to watch as well.
Yeah. No, it was awesome to watch. And I was over here too watching it, which was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't beat it.
Nope, you can't, but go ahead.
Just to be able to throw on that USA jersey would be it's got to be the coolest thing. And then for other guys to throw on their nation's jersey is amazing.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, as a kid, you always dream of putting on that sweater, especially after, watching the movie Miracle or, hearing about that story or that event and how political it was, but how the guys were just like, we just wanted to play some hockey. We didn't care about what was going on around the world. But, as patriots, as Americans, as Canadians, as, Frenchmen, the patriotism, you want your team to win. And so you gravitate and you put all of your focus in on, okay, hey, we're the better team. We have to win, and all that stuff. So that pressure builds up, even though the players may not feel it, but you built it up so much that, that's how that's what makes sports great.
100%. Even the audience watching it, we feel the build up. We watch it from the outside and it's so cool.
Yeah, and it is, and it's truly an incredible feeling to be a part of and to witness that style of history and that type of history as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, Connor, man, I can't thank you enough for taking time out all the way over from France. Exactly where in France are you?
So we're bigger. Say just just explain as best as I could. I'd say there's Paris. We're about 4 hours from. Under Paris, about 3 hours is Lyon, another big city. And then we're about an hour south of Lyon. So we're in a pretty good spot. City here is amazing. People here are awesome. And, I'm so thankful to be here.
Yeah. It's one of those countries where people don't realize that it's not a big country, but it's a little bit bigger than most people realize too.
Right. I'd say to compare it, it's probably like driving through Texas.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit smaller, but that's pretty much the way that I explain it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, all right, brother. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Get some rest. It's getting kind of late over there for you, and we will definitely be in contact to catch up in the future, especially after how the roller season goes.
Of course, I'll be looking forward to it, Ben. Thank you.
Cool. Good luck this weekend, and I will make sure to put up the link so that the fans can watch it as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Anytime, brother. I appreciate it.
Gardien. Première snap, de nouveau. Allez. Oh.
A Fort Wayne living legend.
Well, here's a breakout for the blast and a goal.
beaucoup plus que l'équipe de France pour l'instant.
Ouais, et le premier but.
On parlait du numéro 21.
That's going to do it for this episode of GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, alongside Chris Greco. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe on all our platforms on YouTube and on Spotify. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Cheers.